This episode has been sponsored by my business, Lauren Grace Inspirations. I'm a business and life mentor, a workshop facilitator, a soul-led entrepreneur, and host of the Afterlight Podcast. I'm passionate about supporting people like you through transformative courses, mentorship, and trainings so that you can live the life that you choose. I love all things time management and helping the people that I work with to master their mindset. I truly believe that life is a precious gift, and when we can learn to be at one with our thoughts, when we can learn to love ourselves, control and master our time, we really can live an extraordinary life. I have a whole bunch of free offers on my website, and I strongly encourage you to go and check them out. I'd love to keep in touch with you. You can find me over at Lauren Grace Inspirations on all the socials, as well as laurengraceinspirations.com. And I strongly encourage you to sign up for my newsletter. 2 times a month, at least, I send a positive newsletter that's all about helping you to live the best life possible. I always include a card of the day, a business or a strategy tip, and I also include a spiritual lesson. I would love to have you join me, and I'd love to join you on your journey. Thank you, and enjoy the episode. Hello and welcome. Lauren Grace here. I'm a business and life mentor, a medium, and I'm also the creator of Master Your Mindset, a 21-day challenge to a more confident you. Welcome to the show. Thought I would jump on here today for a quick little mini readings for you, as well as I wanted to just chat to you and answer any of your business and spiritual questions. So I do have already a bunch here ready to be answered. But of course, if you are joining me live, I would love to have your input. So please do feel free to send me some questions as well. I'm going to also start off today with a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle, which is a Colette Baron Reed card to set the stage. And then let's have a little chat. So the card today is Between Worlds, and this is a beautiful card. It is a flamingo on a card, and it's divided in one frame. It's sort of a black and white, and then in the other frame, it's an image of all color and light. And the flamingo in the section of the card with all the color and the light is in full color, and the other part of the card that's grayed out is the flamingo is in shadow. This is card number 3, and it says Between Worlds. And number 3 is, whenever I see 3s, I'm always reminded of Ascended Masters. Normally that shows up for me as a 3-3 or 3-3-3 or any combination of that. But I really love to see the number 3 as well. And I'm always reminded as well about calling on our Ascended Masters to assist us in helping us. When I see 3 as well, 3 is a lot about creativity. It's also about pregnancy, could be also about new ideas. So in this scenario here, we've got the Between Worlds, and we've got this flamingo. Flamingo for me is a really stoic bird. It's a bird that's really carries itself well, wisdom, beautiful, elegant, regal. So there's this sort of air about a flamingo that's very much like almost like a queenly sort of state of being. This card here, because of the black and white aspect, the shadow aspect, and then the color aspect, this to me is really significant of a transformation of an old way of doing things into a new way of doing things. This is also about removing the past, letting the past go, and really stepping into a bigger and brighter future. So one thing I will say as well is that if you are somebody who is wanting to step into a bigger and brighter future and really let the past go, I would love for you to join me for Master Your Mindset 21-day challenge to a more confident you, where that's exactly what we do. We basically work every single day on building your skills, mastering your mindset, decluttering, letting things go, looking at the people who are affecting your life. It's a lot of work that you do on your own. It's a real inner journey. And so this is just a shameless plug for me to let you know about that amazing program that I'm really, really proud of. So this card is really talking about honoring that transformation. I get that. It's also about going slow with yourself. Sometimes what we tend to do is we really want to move quickly into the transformation, right? Where we're going, okay, I'm ready for this change. I'm ready to jump in now. But we're always being reminded of divine timing. We're always being reminded of making sure that we're doing things in a really logical, not logical, but in a good sense way. I didn't really frame that properly. So what I'm trying to say is that sometimes what we do is we want to rush into the next step. We want to jump right over it. And we were like, I don't even want to go through all of this muck. I just want to be at the end already. But one of the things that's really cool about transformation is that if we can learn to grow within the transformation, then we're actually going to get a lot more of the information that we need. We're going to be able to evolve a lot better and have lasting change. So sometimes what we do is we go, I already want to be at the end, so I'm just going to skip these steps here. But those steps are really important for us to be able to harness. One thing as well that I feel is that in business and in life, we can't skip certain steps. We really have to do our due diligence to make sure that we're dotting our I's and crossing our T's as we move forward to the next direction. And when we're skipping steps, we're sometimes missing those fundamental lessons. So I know that for myself, sometimes I've put something together and I'm like, okay, I'm ready to share it with the world. And then it's maybe not received the way that I wanted to. Like, for example, Facebook ads. If I put out some Facebook ads and I'm thinking I'm going to get 1,000 people overnight, but it's not working, then I have to go, okay, well, obviously need to tweak something. My messaging maybe needs to work a little bit more. I need to let the campaign run a little bit longer. I need to add more of an investment here. I need to check that the sales page is optimized and people know that, what I'm offering right away, as soon as they land on it, that I'm targeting the right people that I can serve, because I don't serve everybody, right? And you don't either. So am I making sure that I'm doing my due diligence in that way? So between worlds is really kind of understanding there's a balance almost between getting ready for the future, but also letting the past go and just being okay with the journey and the transition there. So one of the things that I wanted to talk to you today is about the power of intention. And I have been going through this program called the 369 program. My sister gave me this. My sister from another mister gave me this as a birthday present. And it's been really great. One of the things that I really love about it is the daily actions that you take towards abundance, towards clarifying the kind of life that you're wanting to live. And that's a big part about what I do as well, and Master Your Mindset, the 21-day challenge. But this one is a little bit different. This one's a lot more about abundance and wealth generation, which is what I'm into at the moment. So one of the things that it's really taught me and really showing me is a lot about the ability to be clear on, why we want certain things in our life. And I think that sometimes what we do is we forget that when we are wanting to attract a thing, sometimes it's not the thing that we want, it's something else around that. So for example, if you're wanting to attract more money, it may not be money that you want, it may be freedom. So can you find freedom in other ways of your life? If you're wanting to attract, let's say, helpful people in your life, it may not be because you want necessarily just to attract helpful people, but you also want new ideas, you want inspiration. So there may be other ways that you can also find these things, such as podcasts and books and movies even. So one of the things that I really love about this idea of being intentional is starting every day with intention and ending every day with intention. And when we look at our subconscious mind and our ability to be able to shape and shift the life that we want, starting with the subconscious mind, and that can be done through programming such as mantras, giving the subconscious mind different tasks to do. Like, for example, I wanted to come up with an idea. And so when I went to bed the other night, what I did is I said to my subconscious, okay, this is what I want an answer for. And I gave it the job. And when I woke up in the morning, I knew the answer. It had found it for me. So the power of intention is so important for us to really remember that we are the creator. We are co-creating with the universe, but we are creating our own life every single step of the way. And we want to be intentional about the kind of life that we do want to lead. We want to be intentional about that with the decisions that we're making, with the people we're spending time with the things that we say yes to and the things that we say no to. I know that for me, sometimes when I'm going through transformations, such as that card earlier, when I'm going through, maybe changes in the way that I'm thinking or looking at the world, I find that sometimes I get challenged by it, where maybe opportunities will come up that'll challenge me to go, okay, well, here's a shiny, bright object. Do you want that? And it really takes me a moment to go, wait a minute, this is not what I'm interested in anymore. This is not where I'm wanting to go. I'm going to say no to the opportunities that don't take me in the direction of where I want to go and who I want to be. And I'm going to hold out for and say yes to the opportunities that I do want. So I've got some questions here, and I thought I would answer some of the some general questions that I like to answer on these Q&As, because I always find that when I listen to other people answer these questions, I'm always curious to know. So the first one is, what am I reading? So at the moment, I am reading Throne of Glass series. It's a fantasy series, and I'm on the second last book, and I've read this series about 3 times. So I'm on the second last book of that series, so I'm reading that. I'm also, my friend just gave me a wine tasting book, so I've started that as well. I'm listening on Audible to Dan Kennedy's direct marketing book. So it's all about direct marketing and different marketing tips and tricks. And what else? I always have like multiple books on the go, but at the moment I've kind of been taking a step away from all this self-help and business stuff to really just enjoy some fiction. So hence why I'm reading that book. I'm doing the 369 Abundance Journal as well. And I'm also listening to different podcasts as well, which isn't reading, but it's still information. What am I listening to? Well, that's what I'm listening to. I'm listening to different podcasts. I really love to listen to James Schrankel's podcast. I really love to listen to Alex Hormozi's podcast. I listen to a variety of different, I'm just trying to think about what I'm actually currently listening to. I listened to Amy Porterfield the other day. Yeah, so I listen to a lot of different business podcasts. It just depends on what I'm interested in. Social Media Examiner is one of my favorite ones. It's a really massive, one of my favorite podcasts. I love that one. And I'm really getting interested right now in Pinterest and learning how to maximize traffic on Pinterest. And so I'm putting my effort and energy into that. So what am I interested in learning more about? I'm interested in learning more about Pinterest and how to maximize my business endeavors via Pinterest. And I'm also looking at doing more partnerships with people in the spiritual space. So for example, if you're somebody who serves primarily women who are soul-led entrepreneurs, so spiritual women in business, women who are interested in exploring their soul purpose, women who are interested in self-development, personal development, things like that. I'm really looking at partnering with people who serve women in that demographic and in that niche, because that's who I also serve. But of course, in non-conflicting ways, and looking how we can work together. So what am I currently watching? I'm currently watching, I just started last night, a TV show. It's like, oh no, a TV show called Travelers. It's very cool, super interesting. So I'm watching that. What am I doing for fun? I've been doing cooking. That's been really fun. Been doing a little bit of traveling, been going to some concerts, reading. I really enjoy doing that. And I'm a bit out of my pickleball habit right now. So I really want to get back into that. So that's on my wish list of doing for more fun. What's the memorable podcast episode or interview I've heard lately? I will mention a really interesting or memorable book that I've read lately. I listened to Anita Moorjani's book, Dying to Be Me, and I thought it was fantastic. And it was it was all about her near-death experience and the lessons that she's learned from that. But it also talks a bit about her life. And I just think she's a really beautiful writer, and I really enjoyed that. And I listened to the Audible version of it through Empower You Radio. And Anita also narrates her own books. So I thought that was excellent. And what have I got coming up? What I've got coming up at the moment, I'm just going all in on Master Your Mindset, 21-day challenge to a more confident you. And the reason for that is because I just think it's one of the best things I've made. And I'm so proud of it. And I'm really excited to share it with the world and you at home. So I'm going all in on that. And I'm also going all in as well on wanting to get people on my newsletter and putting more effort into putting out more consistent newsletters as well. I've always aimed to do 2 a month, and I'm wanting to do that a little bit more consistently. Yeah. Okay, so here's some questions from you at home. I'm just going to have a sip of tea. What inspired you to start your own business? Okay, so what inspired me to start my own business was that I really like to work for myself. I'm not really somebody who enjoys working like for someone else. I'll work with other people. That's not a problem at all, but I really like to be my own boss. So I was made redundant in 2020 from a job, and I decided I would just do my own thing again. And prior to that, I had worked for myself, and then I'd also worked for radio stations, which is, you still have a boss, but you really run your own show. And I really liked that a lot. So I really like any kind of job that allows me to be an entrepreneur and be the decision maker. So that's what inspired me to start my own business. I just felt like I had to do that. It was really what I needed to do. Okay, what's another question here? And again, if you are watching live, I am happy to answer any of your questions on business or spirit, or if you want a little one-card reading, please let me know as well. So what role does networking and building relationships play in business growth? This is really important. I feel that it's interesting because I'm also listening to Dan Kennedy's book all about direct marketing. And in Dan Kennedy's book, it's talking a lot about, connecting with your local area. And I think that one of the things that we forget about is the opportunity to ask for and get referrals from people who have worked with us before. Also to connect with people who are in similar business. So I was talking earlier about how I'm looking for partnerships and affiliate partnerships to help me with my programs and to complement other people's offerings. And I just think that, when we all work together for the common goal, for the common good, it really allows us to really grow together. So when I'm working with other women in the similar industry or who serve similar audiences, I absolutely love that, working with other women in business or men in business in order to serve people, And I think that one of the things that we forget is that as entrepreneurs, it can be a really isolating journey sometimes when we're doing a lot of things on our own. And when we can come together for the common good, then we really can get more success from it as well. And I don't know about you, but anytime that I've really worked with other people, I've just had so many great ideas and a lot of really great inspiration, which really comes out of those partnerships, which I always find that's really exciting and really inspiring. Can I share any significant challenges I've faced along my entrepreneurial journey? Yeah, lots. So the big one for that question, thank you for that question, is I think it's the ability to pivot is really important. Also the ability to be patient. So you want to really make sure that, you're kind of understanding that not everything happens overnight, even though sometimes we think it does. It's really a lot about that progress and that perseverance. And I think for me, a big part about the lessons I've been learning as well is not to do too many things, because I really tend to do that. It's a natural tendency for me to really want to get involved in a lot of different stuff. But for me, I really need to focus in on what I'm doing and make sure that I'm spending my time and my energy and efforts on things that really are going to take my business forward. And I think that sometimes as entrepreneurs, and especially as spiritual people, we can get distracted by shiny object syndrome or inspiration from spirit. And sometimes we are being redirected and called to do something different. But sometimes it's also about writing those ideas down and rain checking them for another day, and not feeling that we have to do everything at the same time or that we have to do everything right now. I'll answer just a few more questions here. So how do you prioritize tasks and manage your time effectively? Well, this is one of my passions in life, is time management. And I also have a program called the Enlightened Efficiency Program, where you get one group coaching with me every single month. You get access to my online training. You get to learn about ChatGPT, and you get to learn in my other program, Powerful Productivity, about how to delegate tasks, how to prioritize things, how to get out of your own way, how to make sure that you're focusing on the most important thing right now, how to work in your business and on your business. And I think that sometimes one of the things that we forget is that not everything is equally important, and that we really need to allow ourselves the clarity of mind, the objectivity to kind of look at our business and go, does this move my business forward or does this not? And, we're all guilty of that, of doing the jobs that are going to be really interesting, or the jobs that are more fun versus the jobs that maybe aren't like that actually do move our business forward. So one of my biggest time management tips is making sure that I'm paying attention to the ROI, that I'm paying attention to the things that are going to serve me and take my business into the direction I want to take it into, instead of just maybe killing time and wasting time. Hence why I'm looking into Pinterest more, because I feel like social media, you spend so much time on social media creating content, and then it doesn't go anywhere after that you've created it. Whereas with Pinterest is a search engine, right? It's not a social media platform. And so Pinterest allows the content that you're doing to travel that much further and to continuously keep showing up. And I think that that's a really good return on investment and something that I'm spending some effort in. How do you stay connected to your inner guidance or higher purpose in times of uncertainty? Meditation and prayer is really important to do. I also listen to my guides when they're talking to me. I invite them in all the time. I talk to my angels, invite them in all the time. And, I have moments where I'm a little bit more clear, a little bit more connected than at other times, of course. But when I am in need, I definitely call them in and I pay attention and I listen. I love doing my oracle cards as well, which I do on a fairly regular basis. I normally only pull one card at a time. Sometimes I'll do more if I'm wanting some clarity on a situation, what to do in the situation, that sort of thing. But for me, it's about meditation. It's about prayer. It's about being intentional. It's about calling in my guides on a consistent basis, clearing and cleansing my energy on a consistent basis so that I'm operating at an optimum level. How do you define success beyond financial metrics? How do you define success in your business beyond financial metrics? Okay, yeah. So beyond financial metrics, defining success in my business would be about helping the most people. And that's true. I think that when I was a teenager and even younger, I always knew that it was my purpose to really help people to find their own inner power. And I think that one of the things we need to really look out for is not giving our power to other people. And when we can learn to grow in self-love, confidence, compassion, understanding for ourselves, we can really start to show up like that in the world, and we inspire other people to do the same. And I feel that through the programs that I have, through the podcasts that I run, the Afterlight Podcast, that's a big part of what my mission is, or that is my main mission, really. And I think that when I can look at business success, if I see people who are getting success from those sort of things, then I know that what I'm doing is having impact. Yeah, this is a good question. Thank you. All right. I will do one more. Can you describe your leadership style? Oh, that's okay. Well, can I describe my leadership style? My leadership style is about supporting other people to do their part of the business and making sure that people have the tools that they need in order to achieve success in the part of the business that they're working in. I feel that for me as a leader, I always want to show people that I'm working really hard and that I appreciate all that other people are doing for my business and helping me as well. For my leadership style, I believe I'm direct. I believe that I'm fair. And I also have high expectations. That's true. And it's just primarily because I just believe that, if you're going to do something, let's do it well. And I always want to empower the people that I work with and who work with me to be their best version as well. And one of the things that's always really interesting is if you give somebody a job and you think it's going to be done a certain way, they do it a different way. And sometimes it's actually better. And so when you can give people the freedom and the confidence to be able to also have autonomy over roles based on, being really clear about where you're trying to go and the things that you're wanting to achieve, I think you can get a lot of really exciting success and new ideas that come out of that. Okay. And thank you for watching live as well. I know I've just been really going with a lot of the questions that I've already got here. So I'll just answer one more question and then I'll call it. I think I keep saying I'll answer one more question, but I really will just do one more here. So what role does gratitude play in your spiritual journey and how do you practice it? I feel that sometimes when we talk about gratitude, it's like a ho-hum boring subject, but I think gratitude, appreciation is one of the most important things ever. And whenever things are working, I just go, thank you, more, please, acknowledging the good that I have in my life, acknowledging the people that I have, my health, um, the people that, surround me that I love, acknowledging my amazing home, all the things that I have. I feel that I'm continuously grateful for it. Even walking around the property and seeing all of the different color greens and the trees and the grass and the plants and things like that. I feel that I constantly am seeing all of the good and all of the beauty. And I feel that that helps me to magnetize even more of that because I'm always noticing it and looking for it. I haven't been doing my gratitude journal, honestly, in quite a while. There was a period of time there where I did it for a few months and I was writing out 10 things every morning, 10 things every night. That was really helpful. I really felt that it continued to tune me in to gratitude, and it's something that I'll go back to, I'm sure, in the future. But I feel that I do that consistently all the time anyway. So I always give thank you to the things that I have. I always say thank you, more, please, to the awesome, opportunities or ideas that are coming to me. And I think that because I'm able to do that, I'm able to attract more of that. So, and you can do that too. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I hope I answered some of your questions. I hope that you have an absolutely beautiful, wonderful day. And join me over for Master Your Mindset 21-day challenge to a more confident you, because frankly, everything stays the same unless you start doing things differently. So I really hope you'll join me for that challenge. It's $37 USD at the time of recording this. And, it's just, I made the price point at one that I felt that most people would be able to afford. And I really hope that you'll join me for that. And I want to thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Bye.